Hey guys and gals, welcome to K6 Outdoors. I'm your host Kyle. I'm out here in the garage in my absolute best shop attire, sweatpants, Crocs, and a t-shirt, digging into this golf cart. We have a 2017 Club Car Precedent here. This is the electric version, 48 volts. We're going to be doing some maintenance items on it. Probably won't catch a lot of that on camera, but we're going to be putting on some fresh new, we're going to put some lipstick on the old girl here. We got some fresh new wheels to put on her, make her look nice and fancy. We have a headlight coming for the front. We've got some tail lights. We got a horn, all that fun stuff, and we've got a rear seat. On the back, we're gonna be putting a nice, passenger seat for everybody to ride on, and also it'll fold out into like a utility style bed, so you could haul stuff on it, or maybe put some cold snacks on top to haul around, whatever it may be. Anyway, you guys can probably see I've already started digging in here to work on a couple of items. Got the seat off. Under the hood, as it may be, got the back open up here, just looking at some cables and playing around to see what we got to work with. These are very commonly used as getting around town rigs in the small towns in Iowa here, and they kind of work as a side-by-side. I call a poor man's side-by-side because they're a third the cost, even though they are still quite expensive. So we're going to be churching this one up a little bit, making it look a little better, and adding some more functionality to it, adding a rear view mirror so you can look behind you, safely without having to, turn your head around 465 times to see who's behind you and, get around safe. So I got parts shown up over the next couple of days. We're going to put it back together, get her wiped down, get her cleaned up a little bit, and get it back to its rightful owner. This is actually my uncle's golf cart. He wanted just a little bit of work done to it. I'm like, hey, I'll bring it over to this shop studio here. We'll do some work on it, record some stuff, because, again, the intent of this channel is for myself to learn some of this stuff the hard way so you guys don't have to. And if what I'm showing you helps you get to your project better or buy the right things, hey, that's what we want to do. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there adds up pretty quickly, and there's just never enough time in a day, let's be honest. I brought it over here to the shop because I can come out here at 8 o'clock at night, work for a couple hours on at a time and get it done, and keep track of how long it takes me to do this so you guys have an idea of what you could expect to install some of these kits yourself. Keep in mind, these kits were all bought by ourselves. None of this was provided for the channel. All right, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to start digging into this. There will be some parts where we get into a little more detail. Others will probably be more of a time lapse to see what's going on. We do have a battery cable issue. I'm up here. I'm going to have to fix. The end got rotted off, and I got to put a new one on it because this is the main power source to the control box. So we need this to be fixed. A new one's like literally $60. So we're going to fix this one with some solder and put it back in there. We're going to mix up some baking soda and water as well to help neutralize some of this battery acid that's on these batteries, and get them a little bit more cleaned up. Hope you guys will stick around, check it out, and maybe you'll do this project yourself, get some of your outdoor projects done, and spend some time with the family. The kids like to ride around on this stuff, and you can get them outside and help you with projects. It's a win-win, right? All right, let's dig into it. Woo wee, man, shiny. Old busted, new hotness. Oh yeah. You know what they say, chrome will get you home. Those look nice on there. I like it. All right, so we got the hubcaps on. Those look nice. And look at them. For $30, these things sure do put some, lipstick on the old girl, and it looks a lot better. We also popped up in here and put the rearview mirror in. Let me take you in there for a closer look. We got the rearview mirror in there, so we can see the traffic behind us now. So when you're sitting in the driver's seat, you don't have to keep, you don't have to keep doing that to see who's behind you. So that's going to be an awesome feature to have added on here. Now we got some of that stuff done. Let's push this back out a little wider. Oh, yeah. Since we got a little bit of that work done, it's time to put the headlights on. This kit, again, from Amazon. Put links to it below. But I really like it. You know, just to open it up and show you, it's a pretty sweet little head unit. You know, it's not the cheapest one on there, but it comes with everything you need for this electric model. The kit comes with the voltage reducer you need to bring it from 48 volts down to 12. And it's a nice little, you know, head unit. I like it. It's got high beams, low beams. Yeah, we'll see how it all functions when it's done, but I really like the looks of this one. We're gonna go ahead and install it first. It's got the horn, turn signals, the whole 9 yards. I mean, this is the fancy one. The fancy means more work. It comes with the entire wiring harness and everything basically you need to get this done. So let's go ahead and start disassembling to reassemble. Plan. I like it. You know, not trying to sell it here, but it comes with everything from the piece to hide the cable on the steering wheel to the wiring harness to the turn signal. Now this is a pretty nice one. I've installed one similar on my father's golf cart. But this one's a little nicer. Oh, that's garbage. Dropped it. It's pretty sweet. It looks much just like a car. You know, up and down for your turn signals, button for the horn, high beams, low beams off, hazards. It basically, you know, it's all right here. It's got the other wiring harness to connect to the battery. What else we got here? We have the inverter, or with the voltage reducer to bring our power down. We've got the rear tail lights. These are nice because they're a progressive lens. I like them. All LED, of course. Got all the hardware here and all the fun stuff. 10,000 million pieces. And then the electric horn. I wonder, this one's probably one of those meep, meep, meep horns. We'll see when we get there. So let's start digging into this, see what the first steps are. Comes with instructions that I probably shouldn't read, but I'm going to because I don't want to mess it up. Some screws, some zip ties. You know, no good project is finished unless you start using some zip ties. So let's get moving. All right, to get started here, go ahead and lift up. Ouch! Roof there. Go ahead and lift up your seat. Pick straight up. It should lift right out of the parts. Again, this is a Club Car Precedent 2017 brand. You know, electric flavor. Down here, there's a little switch. It says run tow. Make sure it's in tow mode. That just basically makes sure you're not pulling any voltage from the batteries. So this is some fine detail I got to point out to you guys. The instructions are great to begin with. So props up to the company that made this stuff. High quality stuff. I want to make sure they're aware of that. But it shows in here. I'm like, you know, if I can show you guys. It shows you installing the voltage reducer. And it shows it sitting on a piece of cardboard. It comes with a piece of cardboard. That is nice. That's awesome. Set that on there. Now we're going to take the voltage reducer and set it right here on top of that provided cardboard. That's, again, I can't say enough about how awesome that is. What we will do now is attach the ring terminal to the 48 volt end, which over here is the positive end, and my negative terminal is here just because of how it's wired in series. We're going to hook. What's nice here is I've got a fuse in line, so again, protection. You've got the positive, it's going to go over here, and the negative over here. So let's go ahead and put those on, and then we're going to take our multimeter, and we're going to check the output on this cable here to make sure it is 12 volts transformed down. So let me grab my ratchet. We got that all tightened down. Now, if we take this little clamp and clip it on, you'll see right now I'm not reading any voltage out. We clip it on this side, and it reads out 12.8 volts. That's where we need to be. So our voltage is correct. This is wired right. Easy as that. If you guys don't have a multimeter, I will put this one on there. Okay, Wheats, not a sponsorship. Bought this with my own money, but it works really well. We're going to bring everything over here just so we can wire it up quick to make sure it all works. We'll say the instructions are great for this. So that's a positive. Sometimes this stuff isn't very good. All right, go ahead and turn this on. Perfect. So we've got headlightage. So you guys can see what we got here. We're just testing out the headlight. We'll turn the hazards on. Hazards work. Looks like we've got our low beam, high beam lights. We got turn signal. Turn signal. Looks like it's working. Cool. So we can go ahead and move on to the next piece of the puzzle here. Continue on here. We need to remove the floor mat. To do that, we need to loosen these screws up here. Again, very detailed instructions so far. I'm impressed. I mean, not that I couldn't figure it out, but it's nice to have someone tell you what you should be doing. And then there's 2 up here. Once you got those 6 screws removed, there are 3 up here on the dash. Same torques. Go ahead and get this floor cover out of the way. Never been off before in its life. Help me get out. Ha! Ow! Ugh! Ha! Phew. Almost had a minor heart attack there. Yeah, shop vac. It's quiet, isn't it? Pop that out of the way. All right. There we go. Big dog's out of there. Pulls up through right here. Panel off. Pull this switch apart here quick. We're gonna put a hole in this front panel here. There's another option we'll put over here next to this. Put it right here. Out of the way. Talk about a complete kit. It comes with a 20mm and 30mm hole saw. That's pretty unheard of, really, with these kits. And for this price, again, $315 isn't, cheap, but it's only about $150 more than the bottom of the line, bottom barrel kit, and that doesn't give you a whole lot at all. These are nice hole saws, even. Well done. Right here, out of the way. There's actually a little dot where you could put it. All right, that's cut through. Press it in there, we're gonna get it nice and straight. Now we're looking to find we're on step 3, we're looking to find our AC control line. So we need to be, what are we looking for here? We're looking for 12 volts again. So we're back in 12 volt mode, and we need to look on the back of this key here to find which one is hot. No voltage, green line, we've got voltage. Now we should turn the key on. The blue line should also have voltage. There was one thing that wasn't in the instructions, and when you're checking for keyed 12 volt from the converter, I had to turn from tow mode back to run, or whatever it says, yeah, tow to run. I had to turn that back on, otherwise the key didn't work. So just one minor thing there. And this is personal preference. I really don't like these little line splices. They're just something that falls apart. So I went down here, spliced it, put a new connector on it, crimped it, and put it in place. Again, personal preference there. What they sent will work. It's cheap and it's fast. I just don't want to have to come back and touch it later. Again, personal preference. Go ahead and get this up here where we like it. This looks good to me. All right, we got that tightened up. And again, just to talk through this has been a really awesome kit so far. This is the second one I've installed, and it's working very well so far. We're gonna go ahead and connect the two 12-pin connectors together here. All right, that's in place. Just shove that stuff up and down in. There's a little hole up front where you shove all your headlight stuff through, and that's where that will all live. So this will be up in here, out of the way. All right, so we have this mounted. Cool. Looks like that's good to go. Now we have to put the cord cover on here to cover it all up. Obviously, as long as you have to cut it to length. So we'll grab a tape measure quick. All right, let's see where we need to be. Roughly 12 3/4. There's a little bit of space. So for this next part, we're gonna put the brake, controller thing, so the lights know when you're slowing down. Now all the pieces come together again. It's two small little bags. You have the actual switch, and you have the part there you put behind the brake lever. So here, to do this, you have to release your brakes to make sure you're on a nice flat surface. We've got to put this fork behind this middle piece. Hopefully you guys can see this. So I got that switch installed down there. You can bend this bracket if you need to get more of a straight pull. And I wanted to verify that I had enough pull, so my push my brake lever down, that it's activating. So we're checking for continuity here. And you'll see as I pull, you'll get braking, the brake lights will turn on. So there's going to be just barely any movement. I can adjust it back a little bit farther, but barely any movement in the brake pedal and the brakes start working. So that's awesome. Alrighty, just again, we have this all connected. We did put the relay in here for the 60-second delay. We got all the wires tucked in. We're going to put this back down in here, put the cover back on, and move on to the next piece. All right, we're moving on to getting rid of the front bumper here to put the headlight assembly in. There's a bolt here on each side we need to remove, and this will come off. All right, we got the bolts out. Here comes the bumper. Perfect. Now we can add lights back on and connect everything in. Same deal with the headlight. There's just one plug in up here to fed through. Let's go ahead and plug it together quick. Let's tighten up the extra bit. Let's set it in place. How my bolt going now? The bolt drops through, so that's positive. Let's drop my other one in. She's in there. Let's peel this plastic off the front. Let's test it out. Let's turn the headlights on for the first time. All right, turn them on. Just running lights, low beam, high beam, nice. Off, low beam, high beam. Left turn signal. Right turn signal. Hazards. Sweet. Working like they should. Awesome. Call me simple, but I really like the looks of these taillights. They're gonna look really good on here. It'll blend in nice. So what we need to do now is measure over 2¼ inches kind of from this straight line here, then up 1.5 inches, and we'll drill a hole for the connections that come through. And then we'll wipe this down good with alcohol and a cloth so we can make sure we get all the debris off and wax it if it happens to be any dirty pieces, because these are adhesive mount. So they stick on there with one screw kind of for securing there on the edge. So let's go ahead and get this done. This just needs to be rough. So over 2¼ up 1.5 inches-ish. So 2¼ 1.5 inches. Sure, we'll mark there. Double check. 2¼ more or less. 1.5 inches. All right. Measure twice, cut 7 times. All right, we can do that. Usually how it works for me. Just to verify that placement. That looks about right. So let's go grab that hole saw tool and we'll cut one right in there. Again, this is pretty nice. It comes with these awesome little hole saws, which is a nice added touch. Perfect. Nice hollow cavity there. If you don't have something like this, you could use sandpaper, but I've got it, so I'm going to use it. Really nice deburring tool. Okay, nice smooth edge. Let's go ahead and run the wire back here. So I've taken a fish tape, put it through that hole, brought it up front here, hooked it on my wires, and now we're going to feed them back through and pull them out the side. If you don't have a fish tape, you should have one sitting around. Makes your life a lot easier for a lot of reasons. I'll pull it right through. Now, just so you don't lose it. All right. Ah, it works. Beautiful. That's pretty, isn't it? Cool. Check the taillight again. Oh, yeah. Cool. Talks about making this hole a little wider so you can get your connector back through. We're going to have to notch it just a skosh. So I'm using some denatured alcohol here in a shop rag. The nice thing about this is it will, evaporate quickly. Just want to make sure we don't have anything here that could affect adhesion. Ouch, you had cuts in your fingers, All right. Let that dry for a couple of seconds here, flash off. And we'll be able to stick this bad boy on there. It's gonna look awesome. Get her lined up. Push it on. I'll have to put a screw over here and a screw over here in the bumper piece, just for added. Oh yeah. We got the screw installed here and the screw installed here. This side is done. Let's check it out one more time to see how it looks. Cool. What's working? Woo! Well, we got the lights installed. It turned out pretty good. You know, got the switch over here, got the taillights in the back, got the headlights in the front, and the, you know, if we turn the key on, you'll hear the. Let me bring you guys in to see the final results, and then we'll move on to the next piece. So we pop open the old seat here. You'll see we have the wiring all finished. The wiring harness is all tucked in here, zip tied nice. We've got the voltage reducer here, plumbed into our positive negative battery, and all the rest of the wiring harness is tucked down inside here. So everything is good to go inside of here. We reinstalled everything down here. We got that brake pedal. We've got the switch, you know, for left turn signal, right turn signal, turn your lights on medium and high, or low and high. And the little horn works really well. We have up here too, it's another switch if you want to, you know, run night lights or daytime lights. We just leave it there to control over here. They just give you options. So turn the lights on up front. You know, you'll see that's our high beam. And low beam, we'll go back here and it's low beam or daytime running lights. And then I'm going to just turn on the four-way so you can see the blinkers, but you get the idea. Left or right, they would blink independently. So then we're on the back. We got the really cool, you know, blinkers, so the four-ways. And if we turn our lights on and shut the blinkers off, you'll see we got tail lights, and they will be brake lights when you press on the brake. I'm really pleased with this kit. It had a lot of good detail, a couple of minor things I pointed out to you guys. They did a great job with the instructions and, you know, showing you where to put things. They gave you all the tools to do the job except for like your 10mm wrenches and that type of thing. But they give you hole saws, pieces of cardboard to set the stuff on top of your battery. Overall, extremely happy. Again, I'll put links to the stuff down below, and you know, I would look them up. Anyways, we are going to be putting on the back here a fold-out seat into a bed, or it's got a handrail on the back, and then it folds up into place to sit. Now, before we get started, I think Jim in the back there is probably screaming. I can see the seat over here on top of the box. Yes, this is what we're doing. This is the seat. And you'll probably notice that the seat cushion is different colored than the cushion on the golf cart itself. Well, when looking online to find this stuff, there wasn't any seat kits we liked with the exact color that came in the kit. And well, you know, we had a few different options. Black would have been maybe more preferable, but it's going to be really hot in the summertime, and that's the last thing we want is my little girls, or anybody for that matter, to burn their legs on a burning hot vinyl black seat. So we stuck with white. Most of the time it's going to be folded down anyway, so you're only going to see the top cushion. And, you know, it's easy enough to put another cover on this front seat. So we know, okay? You can go in and get cushions for this to try to match it later if it becomes a big problem, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Well, the good news is the kit's in 6,000 pieces. So it's probably only going to take me 10 hours to do this. There's 4 boxes and then an extra little hardware piece to do all this. Again, probably not as bad as it's going to be. They have some nice colored instructions here. We'll figure out, you know, what we're doing, but hopefully this doesn't take as long as it feels like it may. So we'll see what happens. We got a whole construction kit here on what to do. Let's finish opening everything else up. This is the rear grab bar stuff. If I had to guess, this is probably the lower frame. We got the other grab bar pieces there and the cushions. So we're not going to do an unboxing here. There's just too many pieces. We're going to install it and go over it. But what I will say, you know, it was delivered. This was delivered in a van truck, or a, you know, one of the bigger gigs. Was not delivered on a semi. But keep in mind where you're at, you need to have some accessibility for stuff to be delivered. So, all right. This is the platform. Okay. Let's start disassembling so we can reassemble. I put you guys a little bit of time lapse here, and this looks pretty straightforward. I'm not going to bore you with every step, but it looks like the first thing we're going to do is take the top off. There's a bolt back here, and 2 on each side in the front, and then you'll take one out of each side of the back. And then there's a couple down inside of here. And we're basically just disassembling the entire back side of this thing. So I'll work through this and we'll, get back at it. All right, we got her tore down. She looks a little goofy. I mean, this looks like a seat. Can we just sit here and call it quits? Probably better not. All right, so we're gonna keep moving and start reassembling. The disassembly only took maybe 20 minutes. Wasn't too bad. There's a few hidden bolts in this one that didn't really call it in the instructions, but it's pretty easy to figure out. You're gonna have a bunch of empty stuff left over. That's all there is to it. So let's start reassembling. If there's anything that's super specific I want to point out that's not in the instructions, I'll stop. Otherwise, let's just start rebuilding it. Actually going pretty smooth so far. We got the headrests or the armrests on, all that fun stuff. Got it attached on here and bolted on, but you can see it's a little floppy. So now we're gonna start adding supports to the back. And the instructions are 85 pages long, which if you don't follow them, probably gonna get yourself in a pickle because there's a lot of pieces to this. So now we're gonna attach what's called the bag well bracket to the bottom here to help support it because you need the support. That's all I can say. Get my wrenches out of the way. All right, gets all our support there. I got those screws started. Perfect. So we need to get a 3/8 bit and drill through these back holes so we can attach this on. 3/8 bolts. 3/8 drill through there. All right, 3/8 drill. Let's get it. So we got that one drilled. I'm gonna go ahead and put this hardware on it just so it simply won't move. Yep. All right, that is tight, like a tiger. Not quite following the instructions in order, but I noticed this alignment's a thing. So I will put the top back on just in place. It's not all the way attached. And we're going to keep moving along here. All right, it's time to hook this bad boy up to the bottom of this using some big hardware. It's going together pretty smoothly. I mean, there's a lot of pieces to it. It's the first time I've ever done this. So, you know, they follow the instructions. They're decent. You know, they could be better, but, you know, that's the case on a lot of things. We need a grab bar. Put those quick pins in on top quick here just to help me hold it in place. To put the nut bolts in. Probably backwards, but that's fine. All right, put the bolts in. All right, she is all done. I got the flip up seat in the back here. Ignore the fingerprints and you wipe those down. All done, ready to go. So let's take it. It's dark outside, so let's just go try out the headlights and see how this all works out. It's super low light, so you probably can't see me, but we're out here driving around, and my word, these things are bright. You can see forever. Yard's a little rough. Need to roll it. Let's hop off here and I'll show you guys. Got the bright headlights here. See the turn signal. I'll show you guys the turn signal on the back. Nice and bright. You'll see the normal tail light on this side. Really, really nice setup. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. I'll put links to all the stuff down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun doing this. Really impressed with the products. We'll see how they hold up over time, but the initial impressions are that it's some pretty decent stuff. If you guys like the content today, I'd encourage you to hit that like button. And if you enjoy what we're doing here, I'd encourage you to follow along and subscribe to the channel. Costs you guys nothing. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer them or get back to you as quick as I can. Thanks again. Take care of one another. Till next time, my name's Kyle. I'm signing out. All right. It's time to go get a cold beverage.